Welcome to another episode of USATF Journey to Goal Zone podcast. I'm your host, Wallace Spearman. Also with me, host Amy Begley.
And today we have Grant Fisher, Olympian, American record holder, world finalist, all the things in the 5,000 and 10,000. This is exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting. Thanks for inviting me on, guys. I think this will be pretty fun.
I know. We have so many questions for you today.
All right.
Is your first time doing a podcast?
I've done podcasts before, but never with you guys. And I've never had like the in-person headphones and stuff. I feel pretty legit.
We're fancy today.
Yeah.
Official.
Very official. All right. We will jump right in. You've had a lot of changes this year, and a lot of people are like, in Olympic year, you don't make changes, but you did. So explain to us maybe some of the reasonings behind the changes, if that's all right.
Yeah, totally. I went pro in 2019. So for 4 years, I was in one situation. I ran for the Bowerman Track Club and loved it. Had a great time. About this time last year, I was starting to think about making a change, switching things up a little bit. It had been 4 years. Was kind of looking for a little bit more personalization and training, a little bit of a change of scenery, and it's one of those moments in your life where you know it's time to make a change, leave what's comfortable, and take a risk. And I did, and it's been going great. I moved to Park City, Utah. I spend most of my year at altitude now, which was a change I was looking to make, and have been running really well, been really happy. New coach. I have far fewer training partners than I'm used to, but life's been really good. I've enjoyed it.
I like it. So who are you training with?
Basically myself. My coach is Mike Scannell. I worked with him when I was younger, and I've gone back to working with him now. On easy days, I'll train with whoever's in town. If I'm in Park City, there's a lot of people training up there. If I'm in Flagstaff, there's a lot of people training there. For workout days, I'm almost always alone. Occasionally, I'll work out with Matt Centrowitz, which has been really, really fun. He also lives in Park City. Very, very animated guy, super fun to run with. I've told a few people this, but he's the best guy in the world to go on an easy run with, just because the guy can tell story after story after story. He's been in the game so long, and he's a great dude. Yeah.
You all are having conversations while doing runs?
Yeah.
As a sprinter, bro, that's blasphemy. I'm just going to tell you right now. That is not what happens, but I commend you for being able to do that. So I know you said you are, I'm not going to call it new to the professional life. If I'm using my vet hat, I would definitely say you're getting to the point where you're like a middle-aged Thundercat. So just going through those transitions, you shook it up, like confidence level. Was there anything that, made you waver from doing that, or did you question any of it, or were you confident enough with your time being professional where you just knew this is exactly what I needed to do?
Yeah, totally, man. I mean, I was nervous. I'd been in one professional system for 4 years, and it worked really well. I'd been pretty successful, and for most of the time, quite happy. It was just kind of at the end, I was ready for a change. And I mean, you know how the sport is. You've been around way longer than me. Like, nothing's guaranteed. You don't know what's happening tomorrow. You know what's happening next year. You can kind of live in the moment and do your best and project out what's going to happen. But yeah, you never know. So yeah, making a change, it could have turned out better. It could have turned out worse. I could be regretting it right now, or I could be pretty happy. But thankfully, it's been great. I feel really confident in it. Those first few months it was a transition for sure. Different training, different metrics that you're evaluating yourself up against. When you're in one training situation, you kind of repeat workouts. At least on the distance side, we repeat workouts quite frequently. So you could get a good idea of where your fitness was, but my training changed a lot. So I was kind of in the dark for a while until I raced. So yeah, I was definitely nervous, but kind of had a proof of concept in the wintertime, had some good indoor races, and then yeah, I've been rolling outdoor.
And I saw Amy smiling over there, so I think some of that resonated with her. So maybe she has some stories to tell or some questions to ask about that.
No, I just love that you made the change. I did not make a change, and I should have in my career. So when I see athletes doing things and not making the mistakes I did, I love it. I love that you had the confidence to do that and followed your gut, and I think it's paying off, and that's amazing. Because you were continuing to do amazing things. But which do you like better, 5,000 or 10,000, by the way? Because I've been looking at your stats. I'm like, I know what I would say, but I want to hear what you'd say.
Definitely the 5K. I've probably had more success internationally at the 10K. but I prefer the 5K. The 10K is just so long to be hurting out there. I think I was talking to Centro about this pretty recently, but I was telling him, like, every 10K guy wishes they were a miler, and every miler wishes they were a 100-meter guy. You know, like everyone wishes they were doing a shorter event. You know, less pain. You know, there isn't a ton of glamour in the 10K. So I like to go as short as I can, but sometimes the body limits you a little bit. So I'm actually racing a 1500 this weekend, so see if the legs can still move a little bit. But
let's go.
Yeah, my talent and what I'm good at is the 5 and 10. But man, if I could be a sprinter, I'd love to be a sprinter.
You can be, man. Everybody can be a sprinter. Your level of success might be capped. I don't really know, but you can do it.
The blocks are a barrier for me. I don't know about that.
I got you. I need 3 weeks. I got you.
Yeah, and the 3 weeks, and I'll get you in that 5K too.
Now we're telling lies on the podcast.
When you do a 5K, I'll come out the blocks.
Deal.
Okay.
Deal.
Got
You didn't
it.
say it had to be fast, but deal.
Got it. I was going to say, most 10,000 meter runners will say the 5. Because I have not met one that said, oh, I prefer the 10. No. I always say that is the event that you watch the start, and people go and they get their hot dog, they use the bathroom, and they come back and they watch us finish.
Oh, come on.
At least that's when I jokingly tell people what I used to do.
Yeah.
I said that's the event that it is.
No, I get it. It's a long event. You know, it can be hard to focus as a fan. It is getting cut out of some Diamond League meets, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, I as much as I joke that, yeah, I wish I was a miler, the 10K is a fun event. There's building action. There's kind of a crescendo at the end. There's a lot of movement, a lot of tactics, a lot of time where things can go right and wrong. You know, you just kind of have to focus for 30 minutes if you're watching. But yeah, it's a great event. So hopefully don't cut the 10K, please.
And I mean, I know you've highlighted this, and we keep asking the same question, but I guess I'm curious. So there are different strategies that are implemented by different coaches. And we just spoke about 100-meter runners and short sprinters. We can race a lot more frequently than you all can in a 5 or a 10K. Have you experienced any differences, like in tactics, you know, with your new coaching situation, race patterns or tendencies? Like, is that all new as well, or are you trying to keep that pretty consistent?
Decently consistent, but with some changes. I mean, to summarize the change that I made was I liked most of the things I was doing with Bowerman in my previous situation. I just wanted to tweak a few things and make it a little more individual and customized. It's just me and my coach working together. So if I want to do a race or something pops on the calendar last second, it's one conversation to have. There's no logistics with a team or anything, which is great. My race schedule this year specifically has mirrored what I'm going to need to do, hopefully, at the Olympics. There's a lot of steps I need to take to get there, but I've been doing races in kind of short, for distance runners, pretty short repetition. So like this winter, I ran Millrose, and then 5 days later, I ran a 5K, because that kind of mirrors the Olympic schedule and the U.S. trial schedule. So yeah, little tweaks, different strategies on when I'm coming down from altitude, different strategies on heat acclimation while I'm at altitude for when I'm coming down. Generally the same ideas, but little small changes. And same thing with training. Similar approach, just with little tweaks, a little more threshold work, splitting workouts into 2 workouts in one day rather than one massive one, changing the volume here and there, more hills, less, I'd say, less intensity, but higher frequency of workouts. So yeah, they're small changes, but I've found that they've worked pretty well.
And some people, I mean, you might hear that someone makes a change in their situation, and they, outside of the obvious, like I guess people don't actually account for it. I would imagine you have muscles, so you lift weights. It's probably a new strength and conditioning coach, probably a new medical team, I would imagine, as well. You know, those are big deals. Like, that is literally, you know, an athlete's comfort zone. So now I have to build a new relationship with these people and a new team. Sometimes, I like Amy's highlighted, and you have as well, that's going well for you, but like there's so many things and nuances that people aren't taking into account when someone switches their situation. So
Totally. Yeah.
Curious about it. Sprinter asking a distance runner, so they're probably asking some, you know, basic level questions, but
no,
it's good to know.
That's a big piece to it. I mean, you build a team around yourself. And when I was with Bowerman, the team was built for me because it was already an existing team that I joined, and I inherited all of these, you know, people and protocols and everything. But once I branched off on my own, I had to build all that myself. So I had to seek out the right people, which was a challenge, but it was fun. And now I'm surrounded by people that I trust, people that I'm confident in, and people that I kind of hand selected, which is a cool feeling. And I feel
Boss
like,
move.
yeah, I feel like everyone around me is as invested in, the outcome as I am. And they're around for the whole process. And yeah, it's been really fun. And when you have that buy-in and that, that feeling that you built it yourself, there's a lot of accountability. Like if it goes wrong, I'm only pointing at myself. There's no one to blame but myself because I set this whole thing up. But if it goes well, it's really fun to share with that circle of people.
And Amy knows quite a bit about that, as she led a group as well. So as from the running perspective and on the coaching side.
Yes, and change is always hard. But pop quiz for both of you.
Uh-oh.
What is the difference between 5,000 meters and 5K and 10,000 meters and 10K? Using the words pop quiz.
How much it hurts?
They're the same distance, so that's not an answer.
The one with the Ks are on the roads, and the one with the 1,000 meters are on the track.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, my butt. I'm going back to what I said. How much it hurts running on the track versus running on the grid. That's a different level of pain and preparation, I would imagine, huh?
Yeah, you got hills on the roads.
Exactly.
We do have hills on the roads, but the reason I ask is because part of my job is to help bring up the men's marathon. So, will you ever move to the roads?
Eventually, yes.
Okay.
So I've been tossing around the idea of doing a half marathon, potentially at the end of this year, potentially next year. Certainly, I think by the off year in 2026, I'll do something on the road just to see how it goes. The trajectory for 5K, 10K guys like me is as you get older, you move to the roads. You start trying the marathon, see how it goes. I'd like to try out a half marathon and feel out the roads before I'm forced to go to the roads, if that makes sense. I think certain people have been bucking that trend of using everything you have on the track and then going to the roads. Connor Mance is a great example. We're the same age. He went to the roads, 2-3 years ago when he came out of college, and he's been doing great. U.S. champion, Olympian, he's doing a really good job. And I think that could be a strategy that brings the U.S. men's marathon up a little bit because, relative to the rest of the world, historically, we aren't as deep as a lot of other countries in the marathon. So, it'd be fun to try that out, and it'd be fun to see how I would do. Because when you meet someone on the street and you tell them you're a professional runner, first of all, they don't understand that professional running is a thing usually. And then they usually ask, like, what's your 40 time? What's your 100 time? What's your marathon time? And I'm like, I don't do any of those, So it'd be nice to have one of those to
throw back.
To throw back to someone to, contextualize what we do. But
so I'm going to put this out there. World Athletics has added the World Athletics Road Running Championships. And it's going to start being yearly in 2025. And in 2025, it is in San Diego. It is the week after World Track Champs. So I may bug you to maybe try to qualify for that team. And you could do the mile, the 5K, or the half marathon. So just throwing it out there.
That sounds pretty nice. Those are my distances.
All right,
yeah.
there we go.
And the half marathon is a little less daunting than the full marathon. So that's something I could wing a little easier than the full marathon. I disrespecting the marathon and going in and thinking you can do something crazy without proper prep. I feel like that usually ends in disaster. So.
But what's your long run? It's got to be longer than the half.
I'll long run 18 miles pretty much once a week.
Not that far.
I think,
right.
Yeah, I could do an okay marathon probably with, not a ton of specific preparation, but I don't want to just do an okay one,
The preparation you will have to do is just the fueling. You got to get that stomach used to it. Because on track athletes, we don't do that.
Yeah.
Those marathoners are like, I have to what? How much do I have to drink? How often? Wait, what do I got to do? And they're choking and spit. Yeah, no. More. I think most people throw up more in their first couple months of marathon training fueling than they ever do on the track. Just get
Why do y'all do that? That doesn't even sound attractive.
Like I said, if we could do the 100, we would, man.
I get it. I get it more than I got it at the beginning, at the start of this episode. God
sure.
damn. Wait a minute.
We talked about bottle service a couple episodes ago.
I thought we were talking about the club.
I know, right?
Clearly, we're talking about the little stops during the race.
Oh, not stops. drink and go, man. You don't-
Correct. My bad. Yeah, I pit stop in the mile, so I for sure would have at least 18 in the marathon. Don't if you ever like have to run from somebody, don't start off sprint. If it's you and I, we're running from someone, don't think you have to beat me for a long time. Just give it a minute. I'll stop, and you're good. You'll be good to go.
Totally fine. But yeah, so what? All right, so we're gonna get you on the roads eventually. We're gonna get you to try out for the World Athletic Road Running Championships. That's awesome. But when you're not running, what are you doing? What are you having fun with?
Ooh, that's a good question. So lately, it's been a lot of the transition stuff, setting up the team, setting up physio, setting up, even track access and stuff that, when you're in a more traditional training group, a lot of that is set up. But as distance runners, I mean, you know how it is. I'm living high in Park City. I'm dropping down to Salt Lake City a lot for workouts. A lot of logistics stuff needs to be worked out. So that took up a lot of my time lately. For about 2 years, I was in grad school. I was doing remote grad school. And I just finished at the end of 2023. So that was pretty much all my free time was doing grad school. By the end of it, I was pretty ready to be done. For 90% of it, though, I loved it. It was great. It was nice to have like something to do outside of running, something to work towards. If running wasn't going great, to have something you're feeling like you're making incremental gains on. So that took up a lot of my time. But I think now that I'm pretty settled with my new situation, I'm going to need a hobby. So if you guys have any suggestions, I'll take them because I think pretty soon I'll need one.
Airbnb.
Not a bad idea.
Airbnb. Yeah. Don't do gaming.
No.
Don't get into gaming.
You'll stay up all night. I was going to say, don't get into skiing in Park City either. We do not need that. We don't need a broke his leg coming down the hill. Let's not do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. My sponsors wouldn't be too happy either.
Probably not.
I'd love to ski. I grew up skiing. I love skiing.
Okay.
But I love like winter sports. I grew up playing like pond hockey and stuff. But yeah, no more.
All
I was literally just about to ask, do you follow any other sports?
I follow soccer quite a bit. I played when I was young and
Midfield.
Midfield.
I already know.
Easy. Yeah. My favorite club's Tottenham. They're they're a tough team to follow, tough team to cheer for. But my little brother plays for Toronto FC now in the MLS, so I follow them quite a bit. And now that I live in Park City, I follow Real Salt Lake quite a bit. They're not quite the level of the European clubs, but they're pretty exciting games. I don't know where you guys live, but if you have an MLS club, they're pretty fun games.
Have you've gone to some? I'm assuming in Cincher. Okay.
Yeah. So they're fun.
Would you ever try to, maybe like a celebrity game or a celebrity match?
That'd be pretty fun. Mo Farah does those quite a bit, and he's actually decent. It would be pretty fun to play. Yeah, see if I still got it.
See if we can come pick him up. You don't have to worry about his cardio. He can play all 90 minutes plus the extra, so we're good to go.
Yeah. I don't know how I'll do like laterally, but if I'm running a straight line for long enough, I could do some damage.
After the games, though, please.
Yes, please. Please, after the games. And then maybe after we get him into the marathon, because we need to get that depth up, and I'm just going to keep pushing that.
That'd be some good speed training, though.
That's
it
right.
It would, yeah.
I mean, we can do that. I like it.
Absolutely.
It's going to be really fun. Oh, man.
All right, let's do it. You ready?
Yeah.
You nervous?
I'm pretty nervous, yeah.
Seriously?
No.
Okay. Like you hide it well. You mask it very
Pretty
well.
chill. I was going to say, come on.
All right. So this next portion of the segment we do is get to know an athlete. So we're going to ask you lightning round questions and then just give a little explanation behind your answer.
Okay.
See if we can get you going, all right?
All right, I'll be quick.
All right. So if you were going to be a pilot or a captain, which one would you choose?
I'd rather be a pilot. Pilot would be cool. You're flying. It'd be pretty cool to be like in the Air Force or something. I feel like in a boat, there's only so fast you can go. I'd rather be a pilot of a plane than a captain of a ship. Yeah.
Would you be like a bomber? Would you be like, just commercial, or would it be?
No, commercial would be pretty boring. I would want to be like a jet fighter guy.
It's
with a little machine gun
guy.
things.
You really like speed then, huh?
Yeah, one can dream,
I like that. Okay, we'll get you going then. All right, so golf, professional golfer, cricket, soccer player.
Soccer player, easy.
Really?
Yeah, cricket's cool because it's so popular, but not where I live. Golf is pretty boring in my opinion, but soccer, I mean, come on, who wouldn't want to be a soccer player in Europe? Traveling around, you're at one of the major clubs, you're a celebrity everywhere. It's the world sport. So many people follow it. Yeah, that would be super fun.
Pickleball or tennis?
I'd do tennis for sure.
Pickleball's all the rage, man.
No, being a pro tennis player like that's one of the most relatable sports to running, in my opinion. Like, even though it looks pretty different, you're all alone out there. You know, it's one-on-one. It's like they're matchups. You know, it doesn't matter who's playing on the court next to you. It's like a one-on-one matchup where you are in charge, and if you fail, it's on you. If you do well, it's on you. Like, that's one of the most relatable sports to me.
All right, Shark Tank. Going on Shark Tank, you have to pitch an idea. What would your business be?
If I had one, I wouldn't give it away on this, but
Smart man.
I don't know. I don't know. It's tough to come up with a startup on the spot.
Come on, man, you got this. It's easy.
On those long runs you're thinking about.
All right,
What'd you do your master's in?
I got my master's in management science, so a lot of management stuff.
Right,
so nothing too crazy.
Actually, layer that up.
Have you guys ever tried to ship a car before?
Yes.
It's terrible.
It is.
The whole setup is terrible.
Agreed.
Uber for shipping cars. Completely streamlined, an app on your phone. You get bids from drivers on your phone, and it's just in one place.
Congratulations, you failed. You just gave away $1 million.
Oops.
No, I'm just joking. My bad.
Don't take it. Yeah, that's intellectual property now.
We'll cut that one out there. Huh? That does not go. It's not gonna make the. That's not gonna make the cut. All right, a few more, and then we'll get you out of here if that's all right. All right, you cool?
Yeah, I'm good.
Support Team USATF and shop all the latest offered Nike USATF running essentials today at usatf.org/store or use the link in the description below, please.
Favorite athlete of all time when you were growing up as a kid?
Ooh, when I was growing up?
Mm-hmm. Any sport?
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's a soccer player.
Yeah, it kind of bounced around a little bit. I was a big Messi fan for a while, a big Cristiano Ronaldo fan. My favorite player when I was like between 8 years old and like 12 years old was Ben Wallace. I grew
Plot
up.
twist.
I grew up in Michigan. The Pistons were good in '04. They won the whole thing, and that team was like my favorite thing ever. Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace, Tayshaun Prince, Rip Hamilton. You know, all those guys. Chauncey. Yeah, that was a great team. So, and Ben Wallace was like such a cool player because he wasn't. I mean, realistically, he wasn't like a star. He wasn't that good, but he was just such a good like defensive player. You'd go to the games and, you know, he'd be getting huge blocks and he had the cool fro and stuff. Yeah.
He was like Rodman.
He was the coolest. Yeah. So
have you ever heard the story about him and how he actually got on the team?
No.
I'm about to say, Google might kill me or the internet might kill me if this is fake, but they said so he wanted to try out. He had some speakers in his truck, and he went outside the stadium and turned it on full blast until they came out and asked, like, what the hell is going on? And that's how he got his introduction to the team.
Not a bad strategy. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I hope that's true.
Yeah. Clint Dempsey was another one of my big favorites. He was like the only good American soccer player that was playing in Europe when I was young.
That.
So that's how I became a Tottenham fan, actually. He was on loan at Tottenham. So I have a Clint Dempsey jersey from when I was a kid. But it's Under Armour, so I can't wear it anymore. But yeah.
It also might not make the cut. So, gotta ask this one. We're gonna get Amy's help on this one for sure, though. But we're gonna come up with. We usually ask our sprinters and some of our jumpers about a relay. So we're gonna have Amy ask about a relay for you as well.
And we usually say, "What's your dream 4x4?" But what is your dream DMR distance medley relay? For those that don't know. 1,200 meters, 400 meters, 800 meters, and 1,600 meters.
All distance runners.
All distance runner, yeah.
And American.
And American.
Yeah.
We have to tell people
Of course.
that. Yeah.
If I'm making my dream team, I'm going to have to put myself on the 1,600 just so I'm part of it. And that's where I would embarrass myself the least. So I'm going 1,600 myself. 400, I think I'm going to put Eric Holt on the 400. I feel like he's got some good leg speed, big guy. You know, the 400 legs sometimes can get kind of physical. He's got bigger elbows than me. So
what do you think he splits?
I think he splits 46 high.
Ooh,
I'm
that's
giving him a 46 high.
He just PR'd in the 800 this past weekend, so.
I'm giving him a 46 high. On the 800, I want someone who can just run kind of solo. And I'll probably put I'll put Hobbs Kessler on that, actually. He's a Michigan guy. I'm a Michigan guy. I'll put Hobbs on the 800. 1,200, I'm going to put my boy Centro because that's the first leg. It can get a little tactical. He's very good at tactical races. Usually finds his way out of the ruckus and can get the stick out in front. So I'll put Centro on the leadoff on the 12, and then I'll bring it home in the mile. It'll be great.
World record?
World record?
Would you?
For distance runners only, maybe. Is there a distance only DMR?
There is.
There is now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not distance only, but yes.
If there wasn't, there is now.
Yeah, there is now.
We're gonna have to set one up.
I think a lot of those people are here this weekend actually, so we could
Yes.
set it up actually.
They actually, yes.
Yeah, because you all are the only group I know who actually competes and then goes and trains after the competition. So that might not be that bad for you all.
Yeah. I mean, even me dropping down for the 1500, like, I'm thinking, is that enough work for the day? Am I wasting
like
the
it.
day?
I know, right? It doesn't feel like it. Everyone's like, "Why are you working out again?" I only raced 3,000 meters or 1,500 meters. Like, yeah, no, that's the little bit of a warm up. So yeah. So when you end your career, what do you want to run in the mile? What's your 1,600 mile like goal time?
Oh,
Since you're going to anchor, we got to hear what you can do.
In a 1,600 running start, if I'm fresh, if I'm tuned up, ready to go, I think maybe I would be really happy with a 350. If I could go 350 on a 1,600 running start, I'd be pretty happy with that. Yeah.
I give him 48.
There's your anchor split. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Amy, you have anything?
I just want to see what you want to shout out before we head out. Anything you want to add? Shout anybody out? Support system?
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned this a minute ago, but yeah, the support system is so big, especially when you're kind of trying something new on your own. I think it applies to I've tons of my friends from college, from high school, they go on to do things that aren't pro running. This is a pretty niche thing. And a lot of them, I feel like I'm 27. A lot of them are kind of reaching points in their life where they're kind of thinking about making a change. Maybe they aren't fully fulfilled with what they're doing, or they want to branch out and try something new. And it's worked out so well for me that I would encourage anyone to take the leap. If you know deep down that you're ready, go for it, and then build something that you believe in. And it's worked fantastic for me. Don't come after me if it doesn't work for you, but follow your gut. And the team that I have around me, my coach Mike, some of my physios, my strength coach, my family, my girlfriend, my friends, all those people, they are a part of however I race. It's not a one-man show out there by any means, and the mental piece is pretty important. When you're down on yourself, when you're not feeling confident, when you don't feel supported, you're not going to perform well. So, shout out to my team. Yeah,
That's awesome.
Love it.
Where can we find you on social media?
I'm mostly on Instagram, @GrantFisher_. I post probably twice a year, so
Nice.
I'll give you those good updates twice a year. But
We're going to hire somebody to post more.
Yeah, I need that.
Follow you around with a golf cart and record the stories you all are telling.
Easy, yeah.
All right, I like it. Well, thank you for joining us for another episode. Thanks for Grant to coming out, our wonderful host, Amy. And tune in next time. Hope to have you back.
Yeah, thanks guys. This was fun.
Thank you.